Sean, that is so
Ye-
funny that you were just going to post how we want to untangle the quantum entanglement. And it's a perfect example of how somebody might be confused. And so we want to just clarify this to anybody who might want to untangle their particle entanglement. so so if you notice that a video got deleted, it's just funny and it's
we had to do a
human
redirect.
and it's human. And
Yes.
that's what we want you to know. Like we're human. We're not perfect. But this last today's download is about quantum entanglement. And so Sean started the teaching with, or the prompt about how we want to detangle our entanglement. And I just said, you got to delete that. That's actually not what it means. And we laughed. So we want to share those moments with you, those bloopers. But but what quantum entanglement means is that your thoughts, your energies, that that a thought becomes a feeling
Mhm.
is going to happen on your inner, right? It's your inner place. This is just one example. You know, scientists can send particles, the single particle, they can send it to two places at one
That's
time.
incredible.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and that's
Like,
how someone won the Nobel
mhm,
Peace Prize for it, because they
mhm.
could send energy. But the way that we prove that this works in healing is that, and also in the adversity of healing, not healing, or multiplying problems, is that your repetitive fears that are generated also split because they make more of themselves and they can be sent. And when you feel something from the inside, it gets sent to your outer experience. So, like Shawn was saying when I was explaining it to her a few minutes ago, she said, like a boomerang. Yes, like a boomerang. It comes back unless you change the feeling. And so it's not that you want to untangle the particle and the wave because you won't be able to do that. That's energy. But you
Right.
want to untangle, and that's probably what she was going to try to explain. Um, you want to untangle your wonky emotions so they
Right.
don't come and boomerang back on you. And Shawn, do I have that right? Is that what you were going to try to explain, but you
To-
didn't know exactly what you were trying to get at? You know, sometimes it's hard to find the words.
Well, and it's such a critical conversation to have. It's literally the core of your work. So I'm so glad that like we're having this conversation.
It is. It's the core of our work. She's right.
Uh-huh.
Because what
Uh-huh.
I was explaining to her a few minutes ago is that that's why we can travel through time in a session to past lives. People say,
Yes.
well, I want to know who I was. I'm like, I don't care who you were. So it doesn't matter who you were in a past life. It matters what you believed in and what's still looping in you, what's
That's
getting
right.
caught in the field. And so people will say, well, I want to know, like, what how we were connected in our past life, these loves. And like, well, most of the people that you are connected to and integrated with, you won't feel that same lusty desire. So sometimes when you have that really immediate, super strong attraction,
Electrical
yeah,
lusty
the one
desire.
we're talking about,
Hmm.
the one, like, that blows up on you. Um,
Hmm.
that is an example of an unworked out um quantum entanglement,
Yes.
where throughout time they're still sending out the sine waves of you need to have this person, we need to have them in our life now, we need them. And
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
really just unmet trauma, unhealed trauma.
Yes.
And so why I say I don't care, that sounds mean. I don't mean it like that. I mean, it doesn't matter who you two were. It matters what got left in the caught in the web.
That's
because
yes.
because
Yeah.
I would say there really aren't that many past lives that don't turn out to be some kind of traumatic connection. Some of it is, some of it's like really like familiar places. You'll walk to the edge of a forest and go, I've been here before, or I've swam in this ocean, or I've swam in other realms with these sea creatures. Or but when you really have that, I've got to be with them. I've done this for over 30 years. That one is usually some kind of trauma.
Yes.
But you still want to uncover it and you want to do that past life work. And Shawn and I, Shawn was such a good example of this energy. I don't know if you really talked about it, Shawn, because one of the family members of the person you were drawn to and you were healing was at their retreat.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
so we didn't really go into it as much detail publicly as we did privately. But
Yes.
Shawn on
But
our
I'm
last
happy to
retreat,
share how that
yeah,
amazing
we
past life.
I think we should do that, Shawn, in like a prep for a past life, and that's a fantastic idea.
Okay, let's do. I was just feeling that, Ellie.
So we have
So,
lots of little teachings, but this one we really wanted you to get today's teaching, and we really wanted to share with you, like if you think that you need to untangle the entanglement, um, we understand the word could seem like obviously you don't want to be entangled, right? But with energy, it's telling you there's going to be a mirror reflection for every feeling, thought, and emotion you have. So you want to really keep your mind clear.
yes, yes, and
And we
that's why the
can't wait to tell you
masters.
Shawn's juicy story in another. We
That is a
digress.
juicy story.
It really is, and it's a
Of,
great one. It's a
hmm.
great one. And Shawn
Hmm.
also, the not spoiler alert, but um, it's really important this because she really healed that, and it actually came up even today.
Today.
Proof of that pudding. So we've got a lot of entanglements going on with particle and waves colliding, but we'll
But there
save
was
that.
no charge
Yes,
to
you have
that.
charge.
I
So
had
she
no charge
healed.
in the field. Hmm.
She healed the field. So we're gonna just drop in with you on this. Uh, if you are listening to any downloads and just, not staying consistent, make sure you don't miss today's.
Yes.
Yeah, day 10, really important.
Thank you, Allie. And ladies, we can't wait to share with you the upcoming opportunity for Past Life Breakthrough workshop with Allie and I. So
Yeah,
that's coming soon. And we can't wait to see what's happening in the chat. Have a great day, ladies.
yeah. And then, Shawn, are you still going to teach a little exercise with that, a little alchemy exercise?
I can certainly do that.
I'm
Yes, a
thinking
little.
maybe something with transforming energy because it's a thought that we need to just rework. And I love the one where we do with the pencils. So we're going to lead you to the allure. We'll leave it right there, but um,
Okay,
we're
I
going to
can
have
do
like
that.
a alchemical exercise for you to really